Hey guys, TrepChains here on the PTR for Diablo 3 patch 2.6.7. Testing out some of the changes for the monk this time. Running the new monk set being introduced, Patterns of Justice. Watch out for watch out for the damage there. Which is based around Sweeping Wind. I find this a bit of an interesting choice for the set to change. I was really hoping for something a bit more new, like a skill that wasn't used. Sweeping Wind is already used on some other builds, including Wave of Light, Lashing Tail, Kick, I believe, as well. So, I need to get out of here. Out. That's not out. There we go. I'm about to die. Let's kill some trash up here and go back to the elites. But anyway, Sweeping Wind it is. So I'm having a bit of a look at what it can do here on the PTR. And long story short, what this is doing, apart from me dying right here, is that the 2-piece bonus is Sweeping Wind is gaining the effect of every rune. So I've got all the runes of Sweeping Wind. If I'd stop dying, it would be great. It's a little bit squishy. Let me see if I can get through this bit before I worry about the other parts. But I will be getting a bunch of movement speed when all these are around me, because for the 4-piece buff I get movement speed, but it's not very helpful getting movement speed while things are in Sweeping Wind, because that's not when I really need the movement speed. I need the movement speed when I'm running between setups more than anything. Okay, that was one of the season buffs there for 30, which is a Dark Geyser spawning underneath. Actually helped me kill them, so that was very nice of it. But the 6-piece bonus is effectively how I'm running it, a 10,000% damage buff on Sweeping Wind. So that's what's really giving me my damage, is my Sweeping Wind here. Yeah. So coming up to the 50 past the 50 mob bonus now for the season. So I am playing this in seasonal. I'm at 718 paragon right now. Yeah, so the other supporting legendaries that have changed and that I therefore am running here is Vengeful Wind. So Vengeful Wind has had its Sweeping Wind stacks count increased. So it now increases Sweeping Wind stacks by up to 10. So you can see my total there, Sweeping Wind stacks, is now 13, which is the new max. I think it maxed out at 10 before, so that was Sweeping Wind. Increasing the stacks of Sweeping Wind by 6 to 7 previously on Vengeful Wind, so that's been increased up to 10. And then there's also now a damage bonus on Vengeful Wind for Sweeping Wind, increasing damage of Sweeping Wind by 250 to 300%. So benefiting from that as well. The last key piece that has changed in PTR 2.6.7 is the Eye of the Storm. It's a helm for the monk, and I'm running it in my cube right now, and that increases the damage of Sweeping Wind, or it doubles the damage of Sweeping Wind if it hits exactly one enemy. So if I'm in a one-on-one scenario, that's basically doubling the Sweeping Wind damage. So it could be handy, you know, on the Rift Guardian and the like. Okay. Coming up to, is there a 150 bonus? There we go. That was my 150 Frost Nova hitting there. Wiping out a lot of things on the screen. Unfortunately, my elites here are still alive, so I've got to stick around a bit longer. I have found this does work a little bit better with more mobs around, as opposed to like this, where I've only got a few mobs, but sometimes it's a little unavoidable. If I could pull some stuff over to this, so it would be handy. Trying to pull stuff together, which is one of the reasons I incorporated Cyclone Strike into this build. I've been playing around with this build for several hours now, and just changing things along the way, and you know, what I've come up with here is just what at the moment I'm finding best. I'm sure there's plenty of versions out there, because this is all new at this time. Skills here, get my 200 bonus. Is those chests dropping down there? You see, I need to try and hit some mobs fast. That was just fast enough, thankfully. I have a shield now. Shield is awesome. This is quite a squishy build. There is no damage reduction in Patterns of Justice, which is a bit disappointing. And I think it really needs it. So I put in damage reduction in other things, like including a Unity, which my follower is also therefore wearing a Unity. And wearing Left's Soliloquy, which is also working with my Cyclone Strike. The other way I tried to get the damage reduction in before I was using Cyclone Strike and Left's Soliloquy was using a 2-piece version of Sun Wuku's, which gives you 50% damage reduction when Sweeping Wind is active, which is all the time in this build. So there are other ways to go about getting the damage reduction while running this set. But yeah, right now I'm running this Cyclone Strike because I kind of like how it pulls the stuff together as well. I do not like Arcane much on this, which you can see a lot of here. So thankfully we have a shield. But this elite's not taking much damage whatsoever, is it? I feel like I need to move it. There we go. Got some more trash around it. Okay. Oh, it's running away. Come back here. Come back here, elite. My shield is going to run out while I'm still fighting this. This elite is being a big pain. A lot of arcane here. I may have to bail after this. I don't think I can survive this arcane without the shield. Oh, there was that 300 bonus rocking in there. Did some damage on this elite, so maybe I will be able to kill it. It was the Diablo fireball kind of bonus there. I'm a bit worried now about having to hit stuff when I think that's an... Oh, 2 mobs hit before end of map. That's a good thing to help me try and keep the seasonal buff up before next map. Way. Okay, go. Please be somewhere where I can hit mobs fast. So you get a map like this and you run in and too late, my seasonal buff's gone, right? There's no mobs right at the start. Take a couple seconds to load, seasonal buff gone like that. So that's a really bit of a painful thing, changing levels on the seasonal buff. Can be pretty detrimental. So I'm back to well, 13 stacks now. So I'm gonna get my 15 stack, which is these little whirlywinds, really soon. They're pretty cool, the whirlywinds, for getting them only 15. There they are. See, they're doing a fair bit of damage there. Some of the mobs around, and that elite is now dead. So, like, for a 15 stack bonus, it's pretty GG, I guess. Whirlywinds, quite like them. Ooh. I do better with larger groups of mobs, so I'm just trying to find some more trash rather than trying to kill everything. This is Spaghetti. It's one of my worst maps, actually. A clue where the hell I'm going. See how this goes. I've cheated death. I'm not really sure what's hurting me so much. There's no elite in here. Oh, something killed stuff. Them quickly. Away. Oh, it looks like I found the right way. Cool. Let's pull in here. Okay. So, yeah, so that's pretty much this Justice set. The other good thing is it actually looks kind of cool. But overall, what I'm finding is, I mean, I'm doing a Greater Rift 89 here, is what I'm in right now, at 720 paragon. And while, I mean, it's not weak, I feel like the buffs have helped other things more, like the buff to Vengeful Wind also help. Whatever that other thing's called. Wave of Light, that's what it's called. So, it's probably not as beneficial as maybe we would have liked. And I don't think it will be used in pushing or anything like that in its current form in the near future. If they make some buffs to it at some point, maybe, but things like Wave of Light right now are way too strong. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna die. Get me out of there, but I still need to hit things. Okay, go trash. That hurt. Whatever that was, that hurt. Maybe it was Thunderstorm? I don't seem to do well with lightning. I'd really like a pylon. That'd be cool. I am wearing a Flavor of Time, so pylons are like extra beneficial to me. Nice if I don't die. That'd be cool. There, power pylon. Ooh, do I save that? Do I use it? I think I should use it. I can try and hit the stuff around me. That'd be great. Kill this. I'll be on the Guardian anyway, so I'll have the power pylon for some of the Guardian, at least. Maybe all of it, if I'm lucky. Where is it? Okay, see, boss spawning. Can I keep my stacks? No. See, that's just crazy. Stack's gone. At least I've still got a power pylon. This is the good news. However, I am running Stricken, so now I get the power pylon at the start instead of the end. Whoa, and I'm lagging. Still good, right? He's down. Rank 21. On PTR, you know. Okay, so I'm going to quickly level gems here. You can see here my legendary gems I was running there. Bane of the Stricken at rank 25, Gurgakov Swiftness at rank 25, and Bane of the Trapped was at rank 29. I'm going to do a gear and build check to show you what I was running with this new set. Okay, checking out my gear and skills here. So I am running the 6-piece Patterns of Justice, new set here, PTR 2.6.7 of Diablo 3. So, yeah, 2-piece set bonus, Sweeping Winds gaining the effect of every rune. 4-piece bonus, I don't really feel this is very strong 4-piece set bonus, but each enemy within Sweeping Wind increases your movement speed by 5%. As I say, when you've got most enemies in there, you're kind of standing still fighting stuff, so it doesn't seem to be much benefit to me. I guess it could help you move quickly through mobs if you're running, but I'm using Dashing Strike on the build. But the 6-piece set, importantly with how I'm running it, Sweeping Wind damage is also increased by 10,000%. I have run versions including Tempest Rush, which also has an effect there with attacking with the Tempest Rush while Sweeping Wind is active will temporarily increase the size of Sweeping Wind after hitting over 30 times within a short period. But honestly, I didn't find it very effective, so hence I swapped it out to do this little Cyclone Strike thing that I'm running here. Okay, so what I'm running on it now, my gear isn't really necessarily well rolled. This is PTR. No, it's not badly rolled, but it's not great, right? So on this helm, I have Dex, Vit, and Crit Hit Chance. Can't think off the top of my head whether you can get a skill damage for this one, but you might be able to. On my chest, Dex, Fit, and Sweeping Wind damage, which is, I guess, pretty good, what you'd want on that. On my pants, Dex, Fit, Resist All, sounds reasonable, survivability is a good thing. And on my boots, Dex, Fit, Resist All, Armor. Again, I can't remember if there's anywhere there you can get a skill damage. On my gloves, these rolled quite well. I've got Dex, Attack Speed, Crit Hit Damage, Crit Hit Chance, and I could roll something else if I felt like it. I'm only running 5 pieces here because I do have Ring of Royal Grandeur in the cube to get my 6-piece bonus. Okay, supporting Legendaries, I am running Cyclone Strike, so due to that, I'm running these Leftward Soliloquy to get me that damage reduction. Running those right now with Dex, Life, Area Damage, and Sweeping Wind. Honestly, I would love some cooldown as well, but I haven't got it. But importantly, that orange stat as high as possible. This is quite a squishy build. Other variations you could consider the Samwiku's shoulders and Samwiku's amulet to get damage reduction from there instead. But then you take out Cyclone Strike and put something else in there like Tempest Rush. Okay. Belt Kaishiro Soul. I think this is really important. It makes your life easy. Sweeping Wind gains 2 stacks every second. It does not deal damage to any enemies. That's helping me stand here doing nothing. My Sweeping Wind stacks are at max at 13. So that's just helping you make sure you're maintaining your Sweeping Wind the entirety of the rift. Spirit Guards is the survivability again. I picked this particular pair based on the orange stat. Your spirit generators reduce the damage taken by 60% for 3 seconds. It goes from 45 to 60%. As I say, it's quite a squishy build I'm finding because there is no damage reduction on the 6-piece set whatsoever. So any survivability is a good thing. So definitely make sure you have a generator there to be able to proc your braces. Okay, jewelry. I'm running Flavor of Time here. I find the double pylons are really handy. So I like them. I'm running it with Holy Skill damage, crit hit chance, and cooldown. Obviously something like a crit hit damage or something there would be great as well if I could get it. Rings, I'm running Convention of Elements. This is just attack speed, crit. It's what I happen to get. I can't really say exactly what's ideal. I do feel like more area damage would really support this build, so maybe an area damage crit could be handy there. And my unity is pretty reasonable, with increased damage against elites, which you obviously want, and critical hit chance and critical hit damage. And running unity in solo with your follower there is really helpful again for that damage reduction. So I've got 3 big damage reductions here, things with the unity, the Leftward Soliloquy, and the Spirit Guards. Okay, weapons. Running Vengeful Wind. As I said, this is one of the pieces that has been changed in PTR 2.6.7. So I haven't rolled it yet. I probably should. I could roll some damage on that. That would be smart. So probably rolling off the vitality there for a plus damage roll would be a good idea. Or maybe an attack speed. Dex is fine. Cooldown is fine, really. So the orange stat on that increases the maximum stat count of Sweeping Wind by 10, so that's increased from 6 to 7 previously, but importantly increases the damage of Sweeping Wind by 250 to 300%, so mine's there at 2. And I'm running Crystal Fist, so this is about giving me a little more survivability. The Dashing Strike reduces my damage taken by 50% 6 seconds after using it, so every time I'm Dashing Strike, again, more damage reduction because yeah, nothing in the 6-piece set as they've presented it to us. So I'm running that with percent damage and dex. Obviously, there's some life per spirit spent. I wouldn't want that. Something like attack speed would be much better for me. Okay, cube. So in my cube, I'm running Flying Dragon. I found when I switched to this, it really helped. So the attack speed is really powerful, I think, in this build. So I'd say where you can get some attack speed, but using the Flying Dragon in the cube is pretty beneficial, and I recommend it. I have the Storm, one of the new legendaries that has changed. Well, not new legendary, old legendary that has changed. So when your Sweeping Wind hits exactly one enemy, the damage is doubled. So that's really handy for something like the Rift Guardian, if you're on a single target boss, unlike I was just there. But can be useful if you end up with an elite one-on-one. But typically I find you want to be grouping enemies to avoid a one-on-one scenario anyway. And finally, Ring of Royal Grandeur, because I'm only wearing 5 pieces there, so need the Ring of Royal Grandeur in my cube. Legendary gems, I've already quickly mentioned them, but running Bane of the Trapped. Right now, this was at rank 29 during that run. Bane of the Stricken at rank 25, and Gurguk of Swiftness at rank 25. Standard gems I've been running cooldown in my helm, dexterity in my armor, but considering I'm having a few survivability issues, that maybe changing them to diamonds isn't such a bad idea, and critical hit damage there in the weapons. Having a look at my paragon, I'm at paragon 721 right now. So in utility, I started with area damage, then life per hit, then resource cost reduction, and then obviously gold find last. In defense, starting with resistal and life, then armor, then life regen. Offense started with crit hit chance and crit hit damage, then into cooldown, then attack speed. Keep in mind, attack speed is very viable for this build, and it does help, so perhaps it would be better to put the attack speed above the cooldown. I don't really know. And then in core, I filled out the movement speed and max spirit first, and then I've been putting everything else into dexterity. Quick look at the skill screen, what I've been running here. So Deadly Reach Foresight, and I liked this particular rune because every third hit also increases the damage of all your attacks by 15% for 5 seconds. So that was buffing my Sweeping Wind as well. Cyclone Strike Implosion helps me to pull the mobs, which helps me hit them more, which is kind of cool. Sweeping Wind in a Storm. Doesn't really matter what rune you put on here because you're getting all the runes of Sweeping Wind, but hey, I felt like using in a Storm. Epiphany, Desert Shroud. Desert Shroud because that's damage reduction, so reducing the damage taken by 50% wherever I can. Damage reduction is super important. Dashing Strike, Blinding Speed. So Dashing Strike helps me move and also helps me keep that seasonal buff up. And then Blinding Speed actually gives some dodge chance. So again, that's picked for survivability reasons. And Mantra of Salvation Agility also relates to dodge chance, which, you know, survivability once again. Passives I'm running, Beacon of Atar, cooldowns. I love having cooldown. Near Death Experience because, you know, squishy build, don't want to die too much. Easy Initiative for attack speed. Again, attack speed can be really powerful in this build. So I think it's worthwhile having an attack speed passive there. And Mythic Rhythm, which is every third hit from a spirit generator, increases the damage of your next damaging spirit spender by 40%. So that can be a buff as well to your Sweeping Wind. I think that's it. Okay, so let's show the close there. The Greater Rift 89 down in PTR 2.6.7 on the new Patterns of Justice set on the Monk. Thank you very much for watching, and GG.